everyone, this is Kim and I am here to do my AuthorTube Newbie Tag. I have my handy dandy question sheet and I won't necessarily be reading all the questions word for word, so I'll be posting it at the bottom what the question is if I'm not reading them word for word. The first one's simple though. How did you find out about AuthorTube? I follow a couple of authors on YouTube, and that kind of led me down the rabbit hole into figuring out finding others. I was really looking for a way to market myself, and I liked how these authors were marketing themselves on YouTube. So I follow Kristen Martin, Vivian Reyes, Victoria Griffin, Wolfshot Publishing, among others. Those are just the ones that stand out as some of my introduction to AuthorTube. What genres do you write in? Right now, science fiction and fantasy, though I do have a goal of continuing on and doing some romance maybe, or some other sort of stuff, but I love to read in the science fiction and fantasy, and I love to write in the science fiction and fantasy. That's just what goes through my head. In terms of what I like to write in third person limited, first person sometimes. I really like third person limited, I think the best. I also am experimenting with multiple points of view, and I write middle grades and YA for the most part right now. That's just where my heart lies. I am a plotter, definitely. I like to have things plotted out. I like to identify foreshadowing events throughout this sort of thing. I know a lot of people get bored when they're like, ooh, if I have everything plotted out, I get bored. For me, it's exactly the opposite. I'm figuring out what I'm doing as I'm going along. I'm like, ooh, this is something I can add back to here. So while I'm writing, I will go back to different scenes that I've already rewritten and add things in and figure out things in later scenes and add that in. That's one of the reasons I love Scrivener. I love the fact that I can have all of my little scene cards written out, and I have like my whole keywords color-coded and foreshadowing events for different people color-coded. Such a dork, and I love it. I am not published, so sorry. Question number 5, we're on, are you self-published, published, or yet to be published? I am not published, and I have no plans on being published in the next year, but I am on a 2-year plan. I want to become published in 2 years, so I'm working on building my author platform right now, identifying which route of publishing I want to take. I write both middle grades and YA, so I'm looking for what's the best route either way. I know for middle grades, right now, traditional publishing is where it's at. That's how you get your name out and just things like that. For YA, I'm seriously looking at self-publishing. So either way is perfectly okay with me. I'm looking at both ways as great options. Like I said, though, I'm not looking to be published in the next year. I'm looking into 2 years in advance and figuring out what I need to do before then to become published. I don't really have an answer to number 6, what publishing company or anything that I am looking at. I don't know. I'm definitely taking a look into the different publishers I'd be interested in using to publish, especially for my middle grades. And I'm going to a conference in April about self-publishing and taking a look at that, especially for my YA sort of work. What AuthorTube related videos can you expect? I am super excited on this one. I love inspirational videos, so you're going to get a lot of inspiration. Why should you write? How do you keep writing when the going gets tough? I'm a wife, mother. I work full-time as a teacher. My life is full. I volunteer. Like, my life is full. But how can you manage to work things in? And then also, when you need to take a chill and you need to take some time off to do things, what sort of things can you still be doing that's living creative life? So writing is a passion of mine, but just the whole overarching idea of living a creative life is my bigger overarching passion. So you're going to find organizational videos, because without organization, which I'll talk about in a little bit, I would not be able to write. You're also going to find things like, why do I love middle grades? Or why do I love YA? Or why do I love science fiction and fantasy? I have a whole why I love science fiction and fantasy sort of series that I'm planning out or plotting out right now. So that was question 7. When did I start writing? I have no idea. When do you not write? I know I don't have that cute story of a little book that I made when I was a kid or anything else like that. I've just always written. I did NaNoWriMo in 2003 for the first time. And then I got married and had a kid, and really I stopped, which sounds terrible. Sorry. Gotta tell the truth though. And then I've come back to it recently because it's one of those things that I didn't want to let go of. What was your first story? Once again, I don't know. You can go ask my mom. No, you can't go ask my mom because you don't know my mom, but that's just, you know, me being weird. What authors have inspired my writing the most? I feel like I'm inspired by everything I read, whether it's good or bad. I don't want to say bad, but whether it's good or bad, or the way I would write or not the way I would write, I feel like I'm inspired by it all. I learn about things that I want to do, about types of scenes that I want to include, about the ways that I might want to write multiple points of view, or the ways that I want to write omniscient points of view. From every author that I read. So just a list of a couple of them. So I really like Andrew Sage in the Septimus Heat series. I really like Jim Butcher in the Dresden Files, or Seanan McGuire in the October Day series. Kelly Armstrong with the Forest of Ruin series. But that's just some of them. I'm going to leave a link to my Goodreads down below in case you're interested in reading some of the things that I've been reading. Do you schedule your writing sessions? Yes, yes, yes. And I don't just schedule my writing sessions, I also schedule what I'm going to be doing in those writing sessions. So I'm pulling my planner out right now, and I'm just going to show you. Here is just a little bit of what I do. So you can see what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's all outlined what I'm supposed to be doing. I get up an hour early each day, and I head to work an hour early because that's the time my husband can watch our kid. And then when I come home after work, I'm mom and I don't have time to write unless I write after she goes to bed or if she's playing independently or things like that. So that's the time that I end up writing, which is not a lot each day, really not a lot. I do it on the computer. Are you kidding me? Like typewriter, I love the sound of the typewriter. I started typing on the typewriter, like an electric typewriter when I was in high school. But computers are where it's at. Like, I just love it. And then what am I looking forward to as being a part of AuthorTube? I am most looking forward to being able to provide support for people while also getting support. I'm looking to build my community of people who are also writing and also going through the same struggle. I am super interested in seeing how other super busy people go about their life and they add this creative living piece in. I also want to just create great content. So if there's something that you would like to see, leave a comment. I am loving getting comments. It like makes my day when it pops up on my phone and it's like, so-and-so commented on your YouTube video. Love that. It's like, oh, really? Somebody commented? I love it. That makes me sound like a dork. I am a dork, so I guess I gotta be okay with that. So if you like this video, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you liked it or you didn't like it, give me a comment below and let me know what you're looking for in these videos. On that note, that's the end of my AuthorTube video, so I will let you go. Bye.